What up, it's Gibby Jojo, and in this particular video I'm going to be speaking about how to transform fears into courage. If you happen to click on this video and you're currently now watching it, good for you, because many people probably won't click on it because the title's kind of boring, or maybe I will make up an interesting title, but I feel like the title's going to be boring. Like, most people are just going to be like, who cares, sucks for them, good for you. This is actually a very simple process to do. It really is. It really is. But, you know me, I like to get deep within these concepts before getting straight to the point. But I still get straight to the point while doing that. So boom, what is fear anyway? Fear is simply just anything that has to do with your insecurities, anything that has to do with feeling a sense of inadequacy, anything that has to do with something you feel like you don't have or you can't support, a lack of control. That's mainly what fear is. Anytime you feel a sense of I'm not enough in control of the situation, you are in a state of fear. So anytime you feel a sense of I don't have enough or I feel inadequate, anytime you feel a sense of like powerlessness, this puts us into a state of fight or flight mode, or there is no or. It's just the way that it gets expressed. So here's what happens. Fear could either lead to courage or lead to complete discouragement. What you don't want to do is go into discouragement, because fear is actually like a pretty supportive frequency to be in. It's a pretty supportive state of mind to be in to help you manifest a lot in life. But the problem is that people see fear, or they like at least assume that feeling to be so negative, and it causes them to just get stuck in that vibration for too long, and then they end up just being completely like either lazy, they can over procrastinate, or it can cause people to just be depressed. Like, fear is one of the main causes of depression, aside from like anxiety, and still this is all still in the same frequency of fear. It's all a state of feeling a sense of powerlessness, which puts you into like this defense mode, this fight or flight mode, which then causes things like anxiety. But once these energies become unmovable, once that fear, once that anxiety becomes too fixated, it becomes stuck. And now you're taking the energy that's supposed to give you a sense of courage, at least encouragement, for you to act upon something, for you to assert yourself in a balanced fashion still, right? We still have to consider things like having a rational mind, making logical decisions with this extra burst of energy that we can get from the energy of fear. But you're supposed to, actually try to take action in some way, try to start something in some way. But a lot of people, what happens is they don't know how to deal with that energy, and they get stuck. And then when you keep reacting in that way, every time you feel a sense of fear, you keep reacting by inacting, by not acting, by not being active, by not taking action. You essentially tell your body to stop releasing those vibrations. You tell your body, I don't want to feel a sense of motivation anymore. I don't want to feel a sense of encouragement anymore. Stop. I don't want to feel that anymore. That's what you tell your body. That's literally what you're telling your body when you're not moving. When you're not, and it doesn't have to be moving, but when you don't actually take a particular action towards something, then you lock yourself up. Specifically when you're getting that extra sense of energy from the fear. So it's important to understand fear in a different way. So that's like the first step. The first step is to understand that you're actually not fearful. You're simply concerned. You're concerned, okay, because at the end of the day, You only have control over yourself and your own actions, own decisions you make. But the external world can do whatever they want. So that's why you're fearful of something, but you're not fearful. You're only concerned. So when you understand that you're concerned, then you take the proper actions in order to what? Prepare yourself for any particular situation. Boom, poof, be gone. The fear is gone. Bye bye. You won't have fear as long as you prepare yourself for any given circumstance. The fear does not exist. It doesn't exist. You're only concerned and you can only do what you can do on your part. So it's important to be logical, to be rational. Don't just be fearful and be like, I'm going to just, go into a state of complete willpower. Because the opposite of fear is simply just courage. And courage is derived from things like willpower, right? At the end of the day, you know you exist. You come into this world, you manifest in this world with an identity, right? An identity is created. With that identity, you're now trying to find a sense of value. This sense of value is what helps to support your willpower, to support your energy of courage. What you have resource-wise, what you possess, what you own. You may be beautiful. You may have a beautiful voice. You may just you have stuff in some way. Your own gifts and the stuff that you end up obtaining through how much money you have or whatever, right? Boom. And then, what else do you have? You end up having networks, like the environment around you. So when you don't have stuff, you can always borrow something from a neighbor or a sibling or something like that, right? And what you don't have, what you lack, is what you begin to fear, what you begin to have envy over, right? What you begin to have resentment for. That's the opposite of what you have. And then what's funny is you can have so much you put yourself at risk to be in a state of fear. You could have so much that you can't vibrate, like you cannot circulate, because any sort of feeling without causes fear, right? Because having too much, it's going to lower your vibration naturally. Courage spins at a nice vibration, right? It spins so that when negative energy comes towards it, it's just going to be it can't get there because it's spinning fast enough, but it's not spinning too fast where things that you need within that energetic field are spinning out, right? But then fear, it barely can spin. It can't even get there. See, because fear is a low, slow vibration. And then what happens is negative energy comes towards it. Guess what? It's very easy to get inside of there. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't moving. That was real easy. A demonic spirit has now attached to your fearful vibration. Isn't it quite hard for you to kind of move now? Like you're like, damn, I'm really demotivated lately. I don't want to do anything. Yeah, because your vibration is spinning so slow that you have all these spirits attaching to you. That's what happened. So it's very important to raise your consciousness, to raise your spin frequencies. Remember, all your chakras are like a fan spinning. That's all that's happening. It's like a fan spinning. You want your fan to spin just enough to be able to catch good vibrations and repel negative vibrations. You don't want your energy to spin so slow that all these slow negative vibrations have the opportunity to attach to your energy. You don't want that. That's what's happening in the spiritual realm. In this particular video, I'm only speaking about fear, and fear is a low vibration. But I do want to mention that operating on the other extreme of a very high vibration is just as detrimental. Operating on a high vibration will cause a person to have too much willpower and courage without any sort of stability to support that willpower and courage. So this could cause a person to make illogical decisions or irrational decisions without any support. So it just doesn't make sense to have all that willpower and courage for the current circumstance type of situation. And the thing is, all you have to do to release yourself from fear is simply just understand why you're fearful of something and then take the proper preparations to prepare yourself for any given circumstance. That's all you have to do. So let's say you're fearful of meeting new people or something, right? Let's say that you haven't met like a new person in like 10 years or something at this point, because you just like to stick with people that you know. Perhaps the last time you've met a new person at your cousin's wedding 10 years ago. Things went sour, it was awkward, you got embarrassed or something like that, right? You're realizing that not meeting new people is like ruining your life. Like there's a change that needs to be made. You've been procrastinating to the point that now you're completely fearful of just going out and meeting new people. Identify why you have a problem with this. Like, what is scary about meeting new people? Is it the fact that you can't have full control over the things that's going to occur, like the conversation? You're afraid that you're not going to know what to say. Do you have like a language barrier? What is there to be afraid of? Why are you afraid? Why is there fear? And then when you figure that out, think about how you can prepare yourself. How you can prepare yourself for this situation, this circumstance to go more so in your favor, but also be open enough in that preparance or that preference in order to be able to still go with the flow. Because at the end of the day, meeting new people and have a conversation, you do need to go with the flow. You can't just stage everything. I understand that some people have some sort of social conditions and whatnot in which they have to be like real monologue-y, like real, they know what they're gonna say and stuff. Like, I know there's some people who are like that, but there's only so much you can do. So my thing is, when you identify that as a problem, and then you can then figure out why it's a problem, take the proper steps to prepare yourself, you won't be so fearful. Because when you're prepared for a situation, you really start to eliminate that fear. And I know this for a fact because through preparing yourself for it, you eliminate that thinking of things going wrong to things can go right if I do this, if I do that, if I do that. So you're naturally changing the way that you're thinking about the situation. And that helps to transform the energy naturally. See? So there you go. That's how you transform fear into courage. So thank you for watching. Blessings, light, and love to everyone, and peace out.